So, that important date is coming up. Maybe it's the death anniversary of your loved one, or their birthday, or maybe it's your wedding anniversary, but your partner is no longer here. Those milestone dates, they suck, and they're super hard to get through. I know that, and I get it. Welcome to another episode of the Seniors Grief Circle. I'm Karen, and I'm so glad that you're here. I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can at midlife who are navigating the death of their parent or their partner and help them move through their grief. If you liked what I've shared, I'm going to ask you to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, give it a like and share it with somebody who's struggling with their grief today. Now, I know getting through these milestone dates is so hard. It's so hard to survive them. But I'm here to tell you that it can be done. I've struggled a lot with my grief. I've lost a lot of people close to me since 2020. Most recently, I lost my father in 2023. And that loss was super hard for me. I really struggled with the first birthday after my dad died, the first Father's Day, my birthday, and of course, the first death anniversary. Every one of these dates, each and every one of them, when I knew they were coming up, they would give me a lot of anxiety. They stressed me out. They sent me on a tailspin. And when the actual day arrived, I was a complete mess. At the same time, I tried to push away these dates. I didn't want to think about them, but subconsciously, I knew they were creeping up. And I kind of felt like I was out of control in terms of what I would actually do on that date, because my father was no longer with me. And that loss, it really hit me hard on those milestone dates. But then, most recently, I celebrated my father's second birthday since he died. And I use the word celebrate because I found joy in the day. And I'm going to give you my favorite tips. I've got 5 of them that really help me turn the curve on these dreaded milestone dates. I don't dread them anymore. I can handle them in my own way. And I'm going to show you how to do it. These are the tips that I'm sharing with my clients who ask me this question. How do I get through a death anniversary? How do I get through that Mother's Day or Father's Day without falling apart? And I'm giving them these same 5 tips. So let's dive in. My very first tip is to plan for the date. You know it's coming up. Maybe it's in a couple weeks. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's tomorrow. How can you plan for that date? And what do I mean by that? How do you want to spend that day? Do you want to spend it alone? Or do you want to spend it with your loved ones or other people? Decide what you want to do that day and come up with a plan. That way, you know what you're going to do that day and it won't catch you completely off guard. You'll be a little bit more prepared. What I did on my father's second birthday, I planned to spend the day alone, and that's exactly what I did. I told my family I wanted that day for me and my connection to my dad, so I spent it that way. And I'm going to share with you what I did on that day as we move through my tips. My second tip is to create a ritual. Now, a ritual, something that honors your loved one's memory. What I did with my father is I decided to go to my place of worship. I went super early in the morning. Nobody was there. There was pin drop silence. and I meditated in front of a candle. I felt closer to God, and I felt my Father's love around me. And it was a really beautiful and peaceful way for me to start that milestone date. And I left feeling good. So you can visit your place of worship. You can visit the cemetery. You can light a candle in the evening. You can meditate. You can also write a letter to your loved one, which is a really fantastic way and a great ritual on any of these milestone dates, where you can just share your feelings in a letter, tell your loved one how much you miss them, and connect to them. Share your feelings, and you might feel a little bit lighter when you're done. So create a ritual that works for you. My third tip is to give yourself a little bit of slack. Give yourself some self-compassion. Give yourself some extra care on that day. Milestone dates are hard, so take extra care of yourself. If your emotions bubble up, it's all good, and don't beat yourself up. What I did on my dad's second birthday, I took a yoga class, and the class was fantastic. I felt really good. I felt my emotions flowing through me. And then at the end of the class, when I was lying on my mat, I started to cry. And my tears just poured right down my face. I was a blubbering mess, because grief will do that to you. It'll surface when you least expect it. And it can hit you super hard on those milestone dates. So if it happens, it's all good. Feel it, be with it, release it, and you might feel just a little bit lighter when you're done. But do take good care of yourself. Now, my fourth tip is to do something that your loved one loved doing. Maybe they loved playing a round of golf. Maybe they really loved making or baking a bunch of super yummy chocolate chip cookies. Maybe they just love to play bridge. Pick one thing that they really loved and do that. It's a great way to honor their memory, and it could just bring a smile to your face on these milestone dates. What I did on my dad's second birthday is I went for a walk in the snow. My father always walked every single day, even in the winter, even when there was ice outside. So I did that. It was freezing cold, but I did that. And I know my dad, if he's looking down on me, he would love that I was honoring him in that way. So find something that your loved one really, really loved doing, or something maybe that they enjoyed eating, and do that or have that on that special day. My final tip is to reach out for some support ahead of that date, on that date, and even afterwards. Talk to a good friend. Talk to a family member. And if you have no one to talk to, I'll listen. You can talk to me. You can book a one-on-one call with me, and the link to do that is in the description box. I promise you I'll listen, because I know these dates are super hard to get through, and I can help you. Now, if you're not ready to talk about what happened, and you don't want to talk about how difficult or how stressed out you are about these dates coming up, I totally get that too. I have a membership-based community, and it's called Seniors Grief Circle, seniorsgriefcircle.com. And I've got all kinds of downloadable resources that can help you process your grief and your heavy emotions on your terms, 24/7. I've got short videos on all kinds of topics. I have meditations, affirmations, recommended books, journaling tips, lots of resources, and you can access them for a low monthly fee. There's no long-term commitments. You can pay month to month. You can pay for 1 month, or you can pay for 6 months. But the idea is for you to process your grief on your terms in a way that works for you. And I've created the resources here at seniorsgriefcircle.com, the resources that I wished I had access to when my father died, that I could tap into at 2 a.m. when I couldn't sleep or reach my therapist. So give it a try, seniorsgriefcircle.com. And I'd love to see you on the inside. So these are my 5 tips. I hope they help you. If you have another tip to get through a difficult anniversary date, drop it in the comments. I'd love to learn from you. I can pass that tip on to others as well. So drop it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I know these milestone dates are not easy, but hopefully these tips might help you even celebrate them or give you a little bit of joy and maybe even ease the burden just a little bit. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.